Hi, everybody. Okay, today is Wednesday, so we're doing the live at 5. We do this every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. I come on here and I give you more information about how you can heal from MS. So, before we get started, I'm using StreamYard, which is an app that allows me to have a guest. So, I just want you to know that there's going to be instructions on the top that say if you want me to see your comments, you have to allow StreamYard to see your profile. You don't. You could just comment because I'm going to actually go into the group on my phone so that I can see your comments. And on that note, we're just having a conversation here with Catherine. It's easy breezy. So when you have a question, throw it in the comments section. And I'll try not to get too sidetracked because I'm always intrigued by anything that Catherine has to say. So, but when I take breaks, I will go back and I'll scroll through and read your comments. So just hit me as they come in. Just type them in. Before we get started with Catherine here, one more second, Catherine. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind everybody that June 20th is the Symptom-Free MS Summit. So if you haven't registered for that, that's a 2-week event, and it starts on Monday, June 20th. A bunch of healers got together. Either they've healed themselves from MS or they have helped heal other people of MS. We all got together, and we're going to give you all of the information, and it is completely free. So if you want to sign up at symptomfreems.com, once you register, you're in, you're going to get the emails. If you want to be a VIP, that's the $37 charge, but you don't have to be. The VIP allows you to talk to people directly, but you're going to get all of the information for free when you register. So, hi, Catherine. Sorry about that. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I hope everyone's doing well.
You know what? Me and Catherine are from the same area, from New Jersey, and it was absolutely gorgeous today. Right? Did you get outside at all?
I did.
Right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I went for a really long walk. It was nice. I dropped a burp cloth, but then I found it when I circled back around. I'm like, hey, that's my burp cloth. So, all right. So today we wanted to talk to you about stories and your attachment to stories. So, like I said before, as we're all signing on here, just say hi. If you have any questions, throw them in. We're talking about stories because Catherine has been a huge part of my healing. I've been working with Catherine for over 10 years. So naturally, when I came up with a Path to Healing 4-month program, she had to be a part of it because you have to address the body, the mind, and the soul in order to heal anything. And I honestly don't know how people heal without Catherine. So of course, she's part of my program. Now we're going to talk about clearings today. There is a monthly MS clearing, and then there's a regular monthly clearing. So we're going to talk about those. But what we're going to talk about today is the monthly MS clearing that's coming up this month. It's the last Thursday of every month. I'm sorry. I always get that wrong. It's the fourth Thursday. It's the fourth Thursday. That's why, of every month. And this month's topic is clearing your attachments to your story. And when I first heard that years ago, I'm like, I don't have a story. It's not a story. It's completely true. So it's interesting to find out what a story is and how it could possibly hold you back. So we're here with Catherine Rose, vibrational healer. And Catherine, for those people who are hearing about a vibrational healer for the first time, do you just want to give like a quick rundown on what it is you do?
Sure. So as a vibrational healer, I work with energy and vibration and healing methods to create change and allow healing to take place. So my work focuses on clearing and healing and releasing the unconscious energetic blocks and unresolved energies that we've accumulated from this life, past experiences, the blocks and energies that get in the way of us living our potential here and now in this physical body without suffering.
Without suffering, that's the key. Yeah. So yeah, that is the case. So when we talk about these clearings, we're going to talk about this month's topic. But before we do, like, what is a clearing? If someone were to say to you, like, I'm interested, it sounds cool. How would you describe it? What's a clearing?
So, well, when I call something a clearing, it's a session that involves connecting in and working with your spiritual guides, working with your higher self, your personal healing intentions, and releasing and clearing what I just described. around whatever issue you're dealing with or whatever challenge. So if you have a challenging relationship, we might clear energy, programming, blocks, beliefs, perceptions, judgments that you hold around that particular challenging relationship or relationships in general, so that you can shift out of the energies that are keeping you stuck and move into higher vibration that allows you to create change and move forward into what you want.
It's so eloquent. Every time you describe it, it's so eloquent. And I tell people when they ask me that same question, what's a clearing? I'm like, just ask Catherine. She does free consultations. Ask her, because when I describe exactly what you just said, you know how it comes out? Catherine removes all of the shit that we have accumulated that we no longer need. And then they go, how does she do that? I'm like, I don't know. You got to call her. It's magic. So thank you. Thank you. That was a much better explanation than what I could possibly give. All right. So we do that every month. And so this month is a really awesome topic, clearing your attachment to your story. So I know I have a lot of stories in my head, and I know that we have been working to clear a lot of my past stories, to make them a healthier story and to allow me to heal fully the way I have. So can you tell us a little bit about stories?
Sure. So we all have a story, many stories, in fact, about what's happened to us or how we got to where we are, or, the terrible trauma that we endured, or how we suffered in some way or other. We can't help it. We're human. And it's difficult for the human mind not to create a story about something. But a story differs from, just the facts, in that it's loaded with energy, loaded with emotion, loaded with judgment, assumptions, pain, suffering, and lots of negative charge, right? So there's a difference between just relaying the facts of a situation and being agitated and triggered, and emotion comes out, or we get louder, right, when we're telling it, or we just become so upset. So that's when we know it's a story. Right. And as I said, we all have stories, and we have many stories. I have a ton of stories. I have a whole story about how my mother treated me differently than my siblings, and how that, made my role in the family really challenging for me. Right. And how that participated in keeping me sick for many years. I have a story about how hard it was for me to get well, and all the things I endured during the process of getting sick and finding out what was wrong with me, right? And I know Janine has many stories herself, right?
Oh, tons of stories. Yeah, I think the most important one that I love to bring up and share with people is I thought healing was hard. Like, that was one of my programs that was running. Healing is hard. And well, of course, why wouldn't it be? That's what I've seen. That's what I've experienced. And can you talk a little bit about like your experience with me and my story of healing is hard, and how much that kind of energy gets stuck inside me? Did I say that right?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's great. That's great. So when we talk about a story, when we repeat it over and over, when we think about it all the time or very often, and for some people we obsess over our story or what's going on with us, then the mind and the body are constantly involved in the story. And this keeps the story running. It keeps it alive. And it keeps all the emotions, perceptions, judgments, energies that are all built into that story running as well. And when a story is continuously running, emotions and physical symptoms can become triggered, causing us to react, and then adding more and more layers of energy, emotion, and negative charge onto our story that's already loaded with negativity. And this keeps us stuck in the story. And energetically, it keeps us stuck at the story as well, right? Stories do nothing but cause pain and suffering. And often we don't have any awareness of it because we're just trying to be understood, or help somebody know us, or make sense of it, or share it with someone, or find someone to help us. But, the way we relay a story can make a difference between, us just loading a lot of extra charge onto it and us, relaying what we need to in a way that someone can help us. And the goal here is always to walk our path in life, meet our challenges, like with love, with balance, with forgiveness, instead of suffering. But it's our choice. And so once we know that we create stories all the time, and we have a choice to pay attention to that and stop ourselves or ask ourselves, am I creating a story? Is this story in fact true? Right?
I got to stop you right there because we got to give an example. We've heard so many examples from the clients that we work with. What you just said in the way that we relay the story. For years before I got into the coaching, when I would tell my story of Julie falling and I couldn't get to her, my legs were paralyzed, and then my husband left me. When I would tell that story, all of those emotions would come up again, and I would feel like I was right back in that situation. All of that negativity. Through working with you, through removing all of that crap, I call it just the crap, removing all of that crap, now today I can tell that story. It's a story, right? But it's really just the facts. Okay, Julie fell, this is what happened, my husband left, and now and then this happened. I was able to heal, and then I was able to help other people heal, and it's part of my past, and it's not a trigger anymore. But if you had asked me years ago about that story, it would bring up so much emotion, and it would be a story of sadness and negativity. And now it's what happened, and it's a story of triumph, and it helps other people. But for so long, I was stuck in the negativity that all of that brought up. So that is what you're saying. Okay, so then you said, I wrote this down so I didn't forget. It's our choice, right? When you're in it, it doesn't feel like it's a choice. And like, what do you mean, Catherine? What do you mean it's a choice? And this is what happened to me. It was awful. You're not saying that it's not awful. Yeah, sure. Like what happened was awful. It's when you should probably talk now. It's when you relive it and attract more of those negative feelings to you that you're now experiencing that negativity plus more, and you're always compound. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Okay.
You are. So I know there was a question in there.
There was. I think there was. I know I had one. So is that, like, I don't want to give people the misconception is we're going to take away your stories. No.
Right.
But I think that's where I was going.
Okay. So, when I call something a story, I'm not minimizing it or diminishing what happened to somebody. What happened to us is real, and those feelings are real, and those experiences are real. But when there's the retelling of a story over and over, and it's highly charged, and we don't do something to change it, then we are stuck in that story, and we can't open it to have a different ending than where we're stuck.
That's the key.
So go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You go. No, you go. It's more important.
Because the energies are keeping us stuck. If the story is loaded, most stories were a victim in the story, right? I mean, I think we would all, if we look at our stories, we have to agree that, there's some degree of victim in there. And so, because something bad happened to us or something challenging. So there's victim, there's pain, there's suffering, there might be anger, there might be resentment, there might be bitterness, there might be fear. And all those energies can keep us just stuck, so that even if we're trying to do something different and move out of it, if we're attached to that story, and I don't mean consciously attached, like, oh, I love my story and I'm really happy with it, so I'm going to keep it forever. I mean, we just, it's just running and running and running, whether we are aware of it or not. It's keeping those energies alive, and it's going to make it difficult to move out of that and into a new story, or to create a new story of empowerment or oh, look at that, I've made progress and things are changing, I'm healing, or life is, I'm experiencing life in a better way or differently. So that's what I mean by that. We're never trying to take away what happened, but if we're thinking, I don't want to change my story, I don't want to let go of the negativity of my story, then that would be something to look at as well. But when we clear those energies for ourselves, and when we clear those energies for our story, it opens up space to have something different. And in the MS clearing group that we're having next week, we're going to be clearing what keeps us attached to our stories, the stories that continue to create pain and suffering, or keep us stuck in pain and suffering. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. So that clearing essentially opens up the space so that we can create a new whatever, a new ending or a new pathway. It opens up the space. Whereas if it's never cleared out and you're always attached to that story, you're like in this bubble and nothing good can happen from this. So you kind of open that up and allow for the healing to come in. And what did you say? To receiving, and then we're open to receiving a new outcome, which is why when I was stuck in my story of healing is hard, this is what happened to me, my husband did this to me, it wasn't a story of triumph because I wasn't open to that new outcome. But then through the clearings and through all my work with you, I was able to open up to receive the healing and create a new outcome.
Exactly.
Feel like I was really proud of how all of those words just came together, and I'll definitely be rewatching this and maybe writing some of that stuff down so that I can remember when people ask me. Because okay, so awesome stuff. This is why Catherine is part of the Path to Healing program, because I really don't know how people can heal and move forward without Catherine's work. Yeah, maybe it's possible, but for me, she was so impactful that she's become part of the program. So as I'm just scrolling through here, I just wanted to acknowledge everyone who is signing on. Quinn says Queen Janine and Miss Rose. I love that. Hello. Rhonda is on. Jackie says, hello, lovely ladies. Stephanie, sorry I'm late. You know what? I think I was late. Don't even worry about Stephanie. Charla, hello. VG's on. Ginger, Victoria. Oh, Marusha. We have such a reach here. Marusha's over in Russia and she signs on. Do you know how late it is out there? And she signs on for us. Erica says, power of the subconscious mind, so powerful. It really is, and we don't know it until we're taught stuff like this. Because I don't know about you guys on here, but I was never taught about this stuff. And this was never heard of until I met Catherine. And now I feel like it's so mainstream and it's so normal. And now I'm raising my kids to understand what actually happens in the conscious and the subconscious mind. So all right, so I wanted to just go through, there's a subscription process or a subscription that people can access on your website. But can you tell them about that awesome package that you put together? Because honestly, Catherine and I have been working so long together. She's like, her business is like a candy store for me. I'm like, oh, I'll take that and I'll take that because I know the power behind it. So if we're just hearing about the clearings now and you're interested in the clearings, or a clearing, whatever you want to do, can you tell them what options are available to them? Because, well, I'm sorry, because you don't have to be a Path to Healing member. Path to Healing members in the package get the clearings for free during those 4 months. They get 4 clearings. But even if you're not a Path to Healing client, you're still able to take advantage of these clearing sessions. So, Catherine, go ahead. Sorry.
Right. So this program, the MS Clearing Group, is open to anyone who has MS. Whether they work with Janine or work with someone else, or they found us, through some other way, it's open to anyone that has MS and wants to participate. So this is a subscription program, right? And so it consists of the monthly group clearing sessions that we do on the 4th Thursday of every month, right? These are deep clearing, powerful healing, and we are clearing blocks to healing, health, happiness, and healing from MS. And so those are deep, those are raising your vibration, they're helping you stay clear so that you can, heal and grow. So the subscription also allows access to the recordings because there's great value in repeating the sessions again on your own to receive an even deeper level of clearing and healing, reviewing the information, because now once you go through the session, your energy has changed, right? So you're coming from a different place. So to review the information, allows you to view it with new, fresh energy, right? New eyes, new ears, new insights, right? Yeah. So the recordings also, and this I'm so excited about, it allows participation for people who can't actually be on the call with us, whether their schedule just doesn't permit it, or they live in an area of the country or the world where they can't make it, or work schedules, what have you. It allows everyone to participate because, they can review, they're part of the clearing always in the creation of the clearing. When you're a subscription member, you are part of the clearing, whether you're there or not. Your energy's involved. You are receiving the clearing and healing. Of course, it's more meaningful when we show up and we're there as a group, right? But even if you can't physically be there, the group that is there is holding space for you. And so you can just take the video, watch it on your own, go through it, and experience what you've already received. So I'm really, really excited about that part. And then, also for people who are part of the group always, and they need to go out of town, they want to go on vacation, they've got a doctor's appointment, they don't have to worry about missing something that's important to them.
There's a lot more freedom with the recordings, a lot more freedom. And you said something that I think warrants a little bit more explaining, because I love this part. When you said you're always part of the clearing, what does that mean, Catherine? When you're part of the clearing, like the collective, like what does that mean?
So in this group, once you are a member of the group, or if you just pay to experience one session, you are part of that session. When I go through and create the session, I am connecting into everyone in the group's energy. And that's where the information comes about what needs to be released, cleared, healed, what affirmations you need, what healing we need to download, what do you guys need to know, what needs to be brought to your conscious awareness in that particular session. So once someone signs up, whether it's through the subscription or just for one time, they're included in that. And that's what we mean when we say this is, it's unique to your energy, right? And you're included in the clearing. So that happens for everyone that signs up. So even if someone doesn't physically show up for the session where I'm doing the clearing and healing portion live, they are still receiving it, because healing can be done remotely. Healing can be sent over time and space. That's why you don't have to be physically with me when we're doing these clearings. So it doesn't matter if you're on the call or not, you still receive it. You're going to have more of a physical experience, right? If you're doing it with the group or listening to it live. So up until recently, we haven't been able to offer people the recording, but now we can. So you're not missing anything. You are still with the group. You'll still see our faces. You'll hear my voice. You'll be watching the recording. And you will be part of it.
I love that you added that feature, the recordings, because that really is important. And that's why I wanted to ask you about, thank you for explaining that, about your being you're always part of the clearing, because that's my favorite part of that session, the hour. That's my favorite part. When you say, okay, what came up for this group is, I'm like, ooh. And it's funny because I was talking to a couple of the clients who we were doing the sessions at the same time together. She goes, I swear, and Catherine, you're going to laugh because I just said this to you. I think it was yesterday. She goes, I swear, when Catherine says, okay, let me tell you what came up for the group, she goes, I swear she's only talking about me. I feel like everything that she says is just for me. I go, I just said that to her. I said the same words because that's how I feel. Everything that you say. And so when I said that to Catherine, she goes, well, yeah, that's how it works. She goes, it comes up for whatever comes up for everybody. That's what we're working on that month. So every month it's a different topic, right? But in that one topic, she still gets to the part where she says, okay, what came up for everybody this time was, and it's so interesting how spot on you are every single time. And listen, guys, I'm not selling anything. If you don't want to do this, you don't want to do this. I have been working with Catherine for 10 years and think she's freaking amazing. So I'm always going to sing her praises and tell her how amazing she is every chance that I get. So Catherine, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, just my pleasure. Can I finish telling you about the program?
Yeah, I'm so sorry because once you get the recording part, you're like, oh, and you get recordings. I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm sold. I'm done.
No, we got off track, but there's one more part I really want people to know about.
No, we're in no rush. We have plenty of time, so don't worry about it. I didn't even get to questions yet, so go ahead.
So the subscription program consists of the monthly sessions, access to the recordings, and free enrollment in the Daily Energy Scent program, which is another program that I offer. And this is a program where I send healing energies to people every day. I clear them every day. When you're part of that program, you receive daily clearing. And why is that important? Because it feels great, but two, because I'm clearing the energies that you are accumulating throughout your day, through all of your experiences, thoughts, feelings, emotions, what's happening to you, aches, pains, right? We're accumulating energies all day, every day, just because we're human. And the clearer you are, the clearer you will stay, right? The clearer you are, the more healing can come in. The clearer you are, the more you have, more inner resources and energy you have to cope with everything that you're dealing with. So what we found is that, you know, the deep clearing from the monthly sessions and the ability and, you know, encouragement to repeat those sessions and review the information, combined with daily healing and daily clearing, is really, really powerful. It's just really, really powerful. Yeah. And it gives people the opportunity to have a daily practice. It can be 5 minutes, it can be 5 hours, but it gives you the ability to have one if you don't already. Right? So people who work with me in the monthly sessions, I give you homework, I give you affirmations, releasing statements, things to visualize. So you take that and you combine it with connecting to those daily energies for just a few minutes a day. It's really powerful healing. And the daily program's simple. You know, all you have to do is set your own intention for what those healing energies do for you, whether you're directing them to a physical symptom or an issue you're dealing with. So I'm so excited about it. I feel like maybe I didn't do a great job explaining it because, you know, I got a little sidetracked, but
we get excited. And then, we really do, because as all these services evolve, the two of us were like, oh, and then we could do this and then we could do that. And I think people enjoy seeing that excitement. It's not just like, oh, hey, there's new service. This is what it's like. No, we actually love what we do. So we're excited to tell people. And I need to remember to make that correlation, analogy, I don't know what to call it, but when you just said, and we're constantly accumulating energies every day just by, you know, living on this planet. It's funny because I use that same verbiage when I'm talking about the heavy metal detox smoothie, because people say, well, how long do I have to drink this? And I say, well, as long as you're living on Earth, you're constantly coming in contact with heavy metals. So, you know, we're just helping our body get rid of them every day by drinking this smoothie. It's the same thing. Remember, the body, the mind, and the soul, it's all connected. So we're releasing the heavy metals every day. The Daily Energy Send is releasing the negative emotions, energies that we're accumulating every day through no fault of our own, right? This is just how life is on planet Earth. We accumulate shit. And sometimes we need smoothies, Catherine Rose, and other practitioners to help us remove that crap, whether it's inside the body, around the body, whatever. So no, I love the excitement and hearing you talk about all of these new services, because as this evolves, as both of our businesses evolve, we just get better and better at, anticipating the needs and just making it easier and more cost effective. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So you can do this, not the daily energy send, but you can do the clearing once, try it out, see what it's like. Right. Exactly. Or you can subscribe, or try it once and then decide if you wanted to subscribe. Yeah, there's no commitments. We're just like, hey, just try it, see if it's for you.
Yeah, and the subscription program offers those benefits for members, and if you want to try it, so you're just trying the monthly session, and that's great, because that on its own is incredibly powerful. Right? There's so much that's going to happen, even if you're just doing it once, even if you're doing it for the first time. There's tremendous amount of clearing that happens for you, and not just around the topic that we're focusing on. Someone asked me this recently, am I just limiting what I clear for somebody to exactly what they're asking for? And I said, that's such a great question. Absolutely not. Right? I mean, I do a comprehensive clearing around the issue, but there's so much more that I am always clearing in a session, or in whether it's a group or individual session. So I never want people to feel like, oh my gosh, I have all these things that I probably need clearing around, but I can only focus on this one issue, or that I would leave something behind that I found that needed to be cleared. I think somebody might have had that concern or that question, and it's not true, right? If I can find it in a session and it's ready to go, I can clear it. Whether I ask for it or not, right? So
it's just so interesting the way it works. It really is so interesting, and I see the difference. I see the difference in my clients that sign up with you, and then they're receiving so much more than just the clearing. Like, they'll sign up for other things, and I just see the difference in them. And so do they. They're like, Janine, I had no idea. I'm like, I didn't have any idea either. That's why we do this. That's why we put Catherine in front of people, because this is not something that's taught. It's becoming more mainstream, but we're getting there. So I just wanted to read some of the comments, especially from Erica. Erica, first of all, she starts off with, hello, everyone. Hello, Erica. And then she goes on to say, power of the subconscious mind, so powerful. That's good. But then this happened, right, when we were talking about the stories that play over and over in our head. The mind never shuts down. No, it doesn't, does it? The mind never shuts down. And then she writes, love it. Allow the clearing. Exactly. Allow the clearing. So, all right. So Melissa says, hi, I'm in therapy doing EMDR to release trauma from 32 years ago. Oh, you're shaking your head. Good. Because I was just going to ask you. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So that's awesome. So good. So everybody, I want you to, a lot of you already know Catherine, you've already gone through your consultation. So the clearing is going to be June 23rd at 4 p.m. So if you want to sign up, you go right to Catherine's website, and I will put the link in these comments. Hold on, I think we got another one. Catherine, what would you find that you will decide not to clear? That's a good question. Have you ever found something that you've decided not to clear?
Absolutely not.
Oh, yeah.
If something's ready, I can't clear things that are not ready to go. I may be able to, as I'm, researching and, looking at your energy and what's going on, I may find something that your soul is not ready to clear. And so I can't clear it. I might have awareness of it. So then maybe I would, if there was resistance to it or there weren't readiness, I would clear what's before that to help make you ready to release and clear that, right?
I remember you saying that. I remember thinking, well, what if I need that and you're clearing it? And she's like, no, I can't. You have to be ready to clear it in order for me to do. It's not like Catherine can go in somewhere inside your mind and do her stuff without your permission, your soul's permission, your conscious, subconscious. That's not the way it works.
There's nothing that I do that does not have the soul's permission.
Right.
There may be a lot that your soul has finished with that you don't know about in this lifetime or don't need to know about in this lifetime, right? That the soul is like, oh, I've been holding this, waiting for someone to come and clear this. Oh my gosh, yay, right? So we can clear that. That's free to go. And sometimes I don't even know what it is, but it's free to go, right? But so there needs to be permission from the soul to release and clear something. And then, of course, you have free will, right? So that's what you bring to the session. And so I don't find things and just release them without telling people. That's not my place. It's not my job. And I can't impose my will and just say, this person needs to be free of this. I'm going to clear it when they're still using it. And using it might mean they're still learning something about it, or their soul is still learning, or they're growing from that experience or that challenge or that energy. So we never take something that's not ready.
I'm glad we talked about that, because I did realize that was a question that I used to get a lot about your work. I'm sure you do too. Like, people sometimes are a little scared, but of course, like I said, no one really teaches us about this part of us that's so important, especially when we're trying to heal from something.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, thank you. And VG says thank you. That was VG's question. She says thank you. And Erica said, I'm a therapist and health coach. No wonder you got such great questions and comments. Well, thank you. And Erica says, and living naturally with MS since 1998. I'm a native New Yorker too. I live in Maryland now. I always find it amazing when people say they're living naturally since like before the internet, because we didn't have any proof. Like, Catherine healed herself. I healed myself. And this was before the internet was available, where we could reach out to all these people and do things like this and have these resources available. So yeah, I'm always intrigued by that, because it is a lot easier now, and thank God it is, right? Okay, I think we covered everything. We covered the clearing. We covered the subscription. So, it's already 5:37. Yeah, I would have thought we were on the phone for like 20, or on the call for like 20 minutes. That's how fast it goes. So anyway, all right. Well, everyone who's on here, whether you're live or you're watching the replay, thank you for joining us today. Catherine and I really do have a lot of fun doing these, and we love to hear from you. So put the comments in. Catherine, we have another huge announcement. It's for everyone else, Catherine. It's about you. Ready? Catherine is now on Facebook. You didn't see that one coming, did you?
I didn't. But because I'm newly on Facebook, I put that I was married, and I didn't realize so it said I got married like yesterday.
Yesterday.
Saying, oh, congratulations. I thought you were going to announce that I got married yesterday.
I saw that yesterday. I forgot where I was, and I'm like, Catherine got married yesterday. Catherine's been married forever. But Catherine is just setting up her Facebook with her profile, and she's answering all the questions. So of course you clicked married, right? And it just posted, Catherine got married yesterday. So congratulations for finally joining Facebook.
Thank you.
I know it took a while, but now that you're in there, we can tag her. She's posting things. I can share her things in the MS and the Minding Your Soul and the Path to Healing group. So I promise, I know that sounded like a lot. I am not going to bombard you. It will be a nice, slow evolution. So don't worry about it. But anyone who's watching the live or the replay, you can absolutely put your comments in there, whether she sees them or not. I will forward them to her because she always has better answers than I do. And thank you again. Just thank you for joining us. The one announcement that I did make in the beginning that I just want to make sure that the people who are on here now who didn't see the beginning was that MS Summit. We're having the Symptom-Free MS Summit beginning June 20th. Over 24 different speakers. So if you want to sign up for that, symptomfreems.com, symptomfreems.com. It's completely free. You don't have to sign up for that $37 cost unless you want VIP status. So just want to make that clear, and I hope you see there. And Catherine, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, and I really appreciate the questions and people taking the time to listen to Janine and I laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't like to be so stuffy. So just to come on here with you and have a good time, I think people appreciate that and enjoy it. So thank you. All right, everyone. We will see you next Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catherine is a monthly guest, so she's always going to be on here once a month talking about something awesome, something really cool. But other than that, you have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.